There is a ghost that haunts the corridors of potential. It is the shadow that stretches long behind the person you were meant to be. It is the echo of a promise whispered in the quiet moments of your ambition, a promise that has gone unanswered. This ghost has a name. We call it almost. You know its chilling touch. You've almost started the business. You've almost finished the degree. You've almost committed to the life you dream of when no one else is looking. You live in the house of almost me, a place furnished with good intentions and paved with a road of tomorrows. You are the king or queen of a kingdom of nearly, of could have, of should have, and you are suffocating in the comfort of its walls. You stand on the edge of the cliff of greatness, peering over the side, feeling the wind of what's possible on your face. But you always take a step back. You tell yourself it's prudence. You tell yourself it's logic. But in the cathedral of your soul, you know it's fear. Fear dressed up in the sensible clothes of practicality. Fear that whispers you are not enough, that the dream is too big, that the fall will be too great. So you exist. You don't live. You tread water in the vast ocean of life, just far enough from the shore of security to feel adventurous, but never daring to swim for the distant island of your true calling. You see the ships of great achievers sailing by their sails, full with the winds of purpose, and a bitter envy mixes with a hollow admiration. How do you ask? What secret do they possess that I do not? The secret is not in their stars, their bloodline, or their luck. The secret is that they declared war on almost. They stood in the mirror, looked into their own eyes, and made a decision. Not a preference, not a wish, a decision. As final and as irrevocable as death. They decided that the pain of staying the same was finally greater than the pain of changing. They chose the terrifying, exhilarating agony of growth over the comfortable, quiet decay of mediocrity. This is the great Rubicon of the soul. The moment you cross a line in your own mind from which there is no retreat. Like Caesar crossing that fateful river, you burn the bridges behind you. You make victory the only option. Failure is no longer a possibility you entertain. It is merely a temporary detour, a lesson wrapped in sandpaper. This isn't about motivational fluff. This isn't a hollow chant in the mirror. This is about altering the very chemistry of your being. It is the moment the vague, misty fog of I wish solidifies into the diamond-hard reality of I will. Think of the titans who carved their names into the bedrock of history. Do you think they flirted with their ambitions? Do you imagine Andrew Carnegie sort of wanted to build a steel empire? Do you think Thomas Edison kind of hoped to illuminate the world? No. These were not men of half measures. They were consumed by a white-hot, all-consuming obsession. Their dream was not a part of their life. It became their entire life. It was the first thing they thought of upon waking, and the last thing that surrendered to sleep. It was a magnificent obsession, a definite chief aim that commanded their thoughts, directed their actions, and magnetized their reality. Your mind right now is a garden. For too long you have allowed the weeds of doubt, fear, and indecision to grow wild. You have watered them with procrastination and fertilized them with excuses. The result is a barren patch of almost. Today, this moment, you seize the tools. You begin the arduous, painful, but deeply satisfying work of tearing out the weeds one by one. You decide with every fiber of your being what you will plant in their place. Not 1,000 different seeds of scattered interest, but one single solitary seed of definite purpose. This seed is your grand obsession. The one thing that if you achieved it would make everything else pale in comparison. What is it? Don't tell me you don't know. You do. You've just buried it under layers of social expectation, self-doubt, and the noise of a world that screams for your attention but cares nothing for your destiny. Dig it up. Unearth it. Hold it in the palm of your mind. It may be small now. It may seem impossible. But this single, clear, unshakable aim is the starting point of all riches, both material and spiritual. It is the North Star by which you will navigate the storms of life. Without it, you are simply driftwood at the mercy of every current, every tide, every whim of the world. With it, you become the captain. You set the course. You command the ship. This is where the transformation begins. Not in the world outside, but in the sanctum of your own mind. You must build an inner fortress, a citadel of belief so strong that the ridicule of the world sounds like praise, so resilient that failure feels like fuel, so absolute that the universe has no choice but to conspire in your favor. You must become a monomaniac with a mission, a zealot for your own potential. The time for being almost is over. The final call has been sounded. The battle for your greatness has begun, and the only person who can win it is you. Your definite chief aim is the architectural blueprint of your future. But a blueprint, no matter how detailed or brilliant, has never built a skyscraper. It is a sterile, lifeless drawing until it is infused with the most potent force in the human experience. Belief. Not hope, not wishful thinking. Belief. A profound, unshakable, and sometimes illogical conviction that your aim is not just possible, but is an inevitability waiting to unfold. Belief is the furnace where thought is transmuted into its physical equivalent. It is the alchemy of the soul. It is the invisible current that connects your mind to the infinite intelligence of the universe. When you truly believe, you close the gap between the person you are and the person you are destined to become. You begin to act as if. You walk, talk, and carry yourself not as someone who hopes for success, but as someone who is already in possession of it, merely waiting for the physical world to catch up. Look at the story of Walt Disney. He didn't just have an idea for a theme park. He had a living, breathing vision of it in his mind's eye. He saw the families laughing. He heard the music. He felt the magic. He carried this vision with him through hundreds of rejections. Bankers looked at his plans and saw only a financial sinkhole, a preposterous fantasy. They saw a swamp in Anaheim. He saw the happiest place on earth. Where they saw risk, he saw destiny. His belief was so absolute, so incandescent, that it literally willed a new world into existence. His faith was the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not yet seen. This is the level of belief you must cultivate. It must become a living fire within you. How you feed it. You nurture it. You protect it with a ruthless jealousy. You do this through the principle of autosuggestion. You are already using it every single day, but you are likely using it to reinforce your limitations. Every time you say, "I can't," "I'm not good enough," "That's impossible," you are sending a direct command to your subconscious mind to make that your reality. Your subconscious mind is a loyal, unquestioning servant. It does not argue. It does not judge. It simply accepts the orders you give it and works tirelessly day and night to bring them into being. It is time to become the deliberate author of the commands you give yourself. Write down your definite chief aim. Make it clear, concise, and emotionally charged. Read it aloud every morning when you wake up and every night before you sleep. Read it with feeling, with passion, with the unshakable conviction of a prophet. See yourself already in possession of your goal. Feel the emotions you will feel when you achieve it, the pride, the joy, the gratitude. You are not lying to yourself. You are impressing upon the deepest, most powerful part of your mind the reality you are choosing to create. You are planting a seed in the fertile soil of your subconscious, and through repetition, you are watering it with faith. This process is not magic. It is mental science. It is the deliberate programming of your own internal guidance system. The world is filled with people of immense talent who achieve nothing simply because they do not believe in their own power. They wait for external validation. They need someone else to tell them they are worthy, that their dream is valid. The great ones, the history makers, they generate their own validation from within. Lincoln did not wait for a Gallup poll to tell him he could save the Union. Henry Ford did not require a focus group to validate his vision of a V8 engine in a single block, a feat his own engineers initially deemed impossible. He simply demanded it. He held the belief and the method followed. Your belief system is the lens through which you view the world. If you believe the world is scarce and hostile, you will see only limitation and threat. If you believe the world is abundant and cooperative, you will see opportunity and alliance in every direction. This is not about ignoring reality. It is about choosing which reality to focus on and amplify. As you cultivate this belief, you will notice a change. Your posture will straighten. The tone of your voice will deepen. You will make decisions with more speed and certainty. The almost that once defined you will begin to wither and die, starved of the doubt and fear it once fed on. You will begin to attract people and circumstances that resonate with your new frequency. Opportunities that were once invisible will suddenly appear before you. This isn't luck. This is the law of attraction in its purest form. You are not chasing success. You are becoming a magnet for it. Abandon the need for anyone else's permission to be great. Your belief must be a unilateral declaration of your own sovereignty. It is a silent internal roar that says, I am. I can. I will. Let the world call you a fool. Let them call you a dreamer. Their disbelief is irrelevant. It is a reflection of their own limitations, not yours. Your reality is forged in the crucible of your own faith. Stand guard at the door of your mind. Be the sentinel of your soul. Let nothing in that does not support your definite chief aim. For what you believe with emotion and conviction, you will inevitably become. A definite aim, fueled by unwavering belief, sets the destination. But to navigate the journey, you require a map. This map is not found. It is meticulously created through specialized knowledge and organized planning. The era of the generalist is fading. The world does not reward the jack of all trades who is the master of none. It lavishes its riches upon the individual who has taken the time and effort to become an expert, to acquire specialized knowledge in their chosen field. This is a truth that separates the amateur from the professional, the dabbler from the dedicated. To simply want something is a fleeting emotion. To organize a practical plan for its acquisition is the mark of a true creator. You must become a student for life, not of everything, but of the specific things that will move you toward your goal. If your aim is to build a tech empire, you must immerse yourself in the world of code marketing and finance. If your aim is to become a master artist, you must obsess over color theory composition and the history of your craft. General knowledge taught in schools is a starting point. It will earn you a living. Specialized knowledge self-acquired will earn you a fortune. Where do you find this knowledge? It is everywhere, waiting for the hungry mind. It is in books, courses, and seminars. It is in the minds of mentors and the experience of those who have already walked the path. Seek out these sources with the tenacity of a starving man seeking food. Invest in yourself. Your greatest asset is not your bank account. It is the 6 inches between your ears. Every piece of specialized knowledge you acquire is another tool in your arsenal, another weapon against the forces of ignorance and mediocrity. But knowledge alone, like a pile of bricks, is inert. It holds only potential energy. To build an empire, the bricks must be assembled according to a definite plan. This is where most people fail. They acquire knowledge but never organize it into a coherent strategy. Their efforts are scattered, chaotic, and ultimately ineffective. They are busy, but they are not productive. They mistake movement for achievement. You must become the architect of your own endeavor. Sit down with your definite chief aim and ask the critical questions. What resources do I need? Who do I need to help me? What are the logical first steps? What are the potential obstacles and how can I overcome them? Create a plan. Then break that plan down into smaller, actionable steps. A grand vision can be overwhelming. A series of small daily actions is manageable. The journey of 1,000 miles, as the proverb goes, begins not just with a single step, but with a plan for all the steps that follow. And here lies one of the most profound secrets of nearly every great fortune ever accumulated: the principle of the mastermind. No single mind is complete. We all have weaknesses, blind spots, and gaps in our knowledge. To attempt a great undertaking entirely on your own is an act of supreme ego, and it is a recipe for failure. A mastermind is the coordination of knowledge and effort in a spirit of harmony between 2 or more people for the attainment of a definite purpose. Think of Henry Ford and his relationship with Thomas Edison, or Andrew Carnegie and his 57-cent partners, men he made millionaires because they provided the specialized knowledge and harmonious cooperation he needed to execute his vision. This is not just about networking. It is about forming a sacred alliance, a symphony of minds all working toward a common goal. Your mastermind group becomes your personal cabinet, your board of directors. You share your plans with them. You draw upon their experience, their knowledge, their creativity. In the crucible of this harmonious alliance, a third mind is created, the mastermind, and it is more powerful, more insightful, and more creative than the sum of its individual parts. Choose the members of your mastermind with extreme care. Surround yourself not with sycophants who will tell you what you want to hear, but with those who will challenge you, who will see your blind spots, and who are as committed to your success as they are to their own. The spirit of harmony is essential. There can be no room for envy, jealousy, or discord. The collective energy must be focused, positive, and aligned with your definite chief aim. When you have your plan and you have your alliance, you must move. The world does not pay you for what you know. It pays you for what you do with what you know. Organized planning without decisive action is a form of self-delusion. It is the sophisticated cousin of procrastination. You can spend a lifetime perfecting the plan, waiting for the perfect time to launch. But the perfect time is a myth. The perfect time is now, with the resources you have from the position you are in. You correct your course along the way. You adjust the plan as you gain feedback from reality. An imperfect plan executed with violent passion today is infinitely better than a perfect plan scheduled for next week. Stop being a reservoir of stagnant potential. Become a river of directed, powerful action. Your belief has shown you the destination. Your specialized knowledge has given you the map. Your mastermind has provided the crew. Now is the time to set sail. Leave the harbor of almost. Push the throttle forward and steer your ship into the open waters of achievement. The winds of the universe favor the vessel that is in motion. Your plan is set. Your alliance is forged. You have begun to move. Now you arrive at the forge of character, the place where desire is tested and transformed into its material reality. This is the realm of persistence and the unwavering power of a positive mental attitude. It is here, in the face of inevitable opposition, that the almosts are separated from the greats. Desire is the starting point, but it is a fickle flame. It can be extinguished by the first gust of wind, the first splash of cold water from the well of disappointment. To achieve anything of worth, your desire must be crystallized into a burning obsession, and then hammered into the unbreakable steel of persistence. Persistence is simply willpower in action. It is the ability to get up one more time than you have been knocked down. It is the quiet, stubborn refusal to accept temporary defeat as permanent failure. Every great success story is at its core a story of persistence. Edison failed 10,000 times before he perfected the incandescent light bulb. When a reporter asked him how it felt to fail so many times, he famously replied, "I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work." This is not mere semantics. This is the mindset of a champion. He did not see failure. He saw feedback. He saw education. Each failure was a step closer to his goal, eliminating one more incorrect path. How many times have you quit after the first, second, or third attempt? The world is full of brilliant starters, but it is ruled by the indomitable finishers. Persistence is your insurance policy against failure. It is a quality you can cultivate. It is a mental muscle that grows stronger with use. You build it by having a definite purpose fueled by a burning desire. You strengthen it with a definite plan expressed in continuous action. You insulate it by surrounding yourself with a mastermind that encourages you to press on. And you protect it by decisively closing your mind to all negative and discouraging influences, including, and most importantly, the negative suggestions of your own past self. When defeat comes, as it surely will, you must have the wisdom to recognize it for what it is: a signal. A signal that your plans are not sound. A signal that you need to acquire more specialized knowledge. A signal to rebuild your plans, to seek new counsel, and to begin again more intelligently than before. Quitting is the easy way out. It is the siren song of mediocrity. The moment you are tempted to quit, remember the reason you started. Reread your definite chief aim. Feel the emotional fire that sparked your journey. That is your why, and your why is the ultimate source of your how. Hand in hand with persistence walks its twin, a positive mental attitude. Your mind is a broadcasting station, constantly sending out vibrations. You can broadcast vibrations of fear, doubt, and scarcity, or you can broadcast vibrations of faith, confidence, and abundance. The universe, in its infinite wisdom, does not judge your broadcast. It simply reflects it back to you in the form of your physical circumstances. To maintain a positive mental attitude is not to be a naive optimist who ignores problems. It is to be a supreme realist who understands that you become what you think about. It is the disciplined practice of controlling your thoughts and directing them towards your desired outcome. It means finding the seed of an equivalent benefit in every adversity. When Napoleon was exiled to the island of Elba, he could have wallowed in defeat. Instead, he reformed the island's economy, its laws, and its infrastructure so effectively that his enemies grew terrified of his influence even in exile. He turned a prison into a showcase of his power. This is the power you possess. In every setback, there is a lesson. In every failure, there is an opportunity for a greater comeback. In every crisis, there is a chance to demonstrate your character and your resolve. You must consciously choose to look for it. You must starve your fears and feed your faith. Gratitude is a powerful tool in this endeavor. At the end of each day, take inventory, not of your grievances, but of your blessings. Be grateful for the progress you've made, for the lessons you've learned, for the very breath in your lungs that gives you another chance to fight for your dream tomorrow. Gratitude shifts your focus from what's missing to what you have, creating a psychological state of abundance that attracts more of the same. The journey from almost to great is the ultimate adventure. It is a path of self-mastery. It is the conscious decision to stop being a creature of circumstance and to become a creator of circumstance. It is the realization that the power to shape your destiny has been within you all along, waiting in the silence behind the noise of your doubts. The time for excuses is over. The time for waiting is a luxury you can no longer afford. The ghost of almost has haunted you long enough. Today you turn and face it. You look it in the eye and you see it for what it is, a phantom of your own creation. A shadow that cannot exist without the light of your potential. So step into that light. Embrace your magnificent obsession. Build your belief into an unshakable fortress. Forge your plans with the fire of specialized knowledge and the strength of a mastermind. Act with the relentless force of a tidal wave and persist with the stubbornness of gravity itself. Control your thoughts, guard your attitude, and starve your fears. This is your life. This is your one and only masterpiece. Do not let it be a sketch of what could have been. Do not let its final title be almost. Make the decision right now in this moment. Burn the bridges to mediocrity. Go all in on you. The world is waiting for the gift only you can give, the greatness only you can achieve. Stop being almost. Be great. Finally.